is where somebody who has drank most of their life gets varicose veins on their esophagus. And eventually these varicose veins, depending on your heartburn or what you eat, will burst.
Jeez.
And there's nothing you can do. You're going to bleed out. And every single time we do this, there's bloody handprints on the bathroom sink like this.
All right, guys, got an interesting one for you guys today. A crime scene cleaner. Matt, thanks for coming on today, man.
No problem.
Yeah, so the largest crime scene company in Cali, Vegas, and Arizona, right?
Yeah, number one in California, number one in Vegas, number one in Arizona, and I think like number 4 in Texas.
Damn, that's impressive that you're able to do that many markets at the same time.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're stuck in one location, right?
Yeah, mostly the California, but we do fly and go to other spots to get them going. They're not franchised, they're just ours.
How long did it take to build this thing up?
Man, 2010, I believe we started.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
15 years.
15.
Did it take off right away?
No. You know, I mean, I kind of faked it till I made it, you know? I think everybody does that. And you do your first one and you bill it and you think, oh man, there's no way this is going to happen or this. And then, you know, you get your first one and then your second one comes and then it's always, man, I hope to do one a month. And then it goes from, man, I hope to do one every other week, you know? And then now it's every day something is happening.
Damn, so you have one a day right now?
That's about average.
Holy crap.
But remember, there's more than just a homicide or a suicide. There's people that die natural causes, people that die of natural causes in public areas, right? Homeless encampments. There's stillborn where there's could be just blood everywhere. There's car accidents. There's just so many things that can happen.
Yeah.
When I say I clean homicides and suicides, everybody thinks, oh, but they forget about the natural deaths that happen too, or the decomps that happen, you know, where there's an older person who doesn't have family member that checks on them, or they don't check on them as much as they should check on them. And then next thing you know, they've been deceased for 2 weeks and there's a smell coming out. And the neighbors are like, what's that smell? Why are there flies everywhere?
What's the oldest body you've seen decomposed?
Probably a couple months.
Damn.
And it depends on what is the heat indexed. You know, is it hot outside, cool outside? You know, ones that are buried, usually they tend to stay more. Ground is moist and cold, and so it keeps, you know, preserves the body. But, you know, if you're in heat, I mean, it can start to liquefy within hours.
Wow.
So start to really, really be bad. In the summertime, especially out
the,
here in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's when you get the maggots.
The heat and the maggots are just the flies, and yeah, it's bad.
Did that freak you out the first time you saw those maggots?
Yeah, you know, you never get used to the maggots, you know. Either you can see it, but you can't smell it, or you can smell it and can't see it. Ooh. That's usually the trade-off, right? I can see it, no problem. I can eat there. I don't have any issues. But the smell, for me, it still to this day, sometimes it'll gag me.
Wow. It's that
make me throw up. And oh yeah.
I've never smelled maggots before.
It's so bad. It's like garbage truck juice. It's bad.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
And when does the body start getting those on average?
You know, like I said, it depends on the heat index. It depends on how long have they been gone. It depends on what was going on in their body. Or are they sick? Do they have any type of other illness going on, cancer such? Were they diabetic? Did they drink? You know, there's a sweet smell to a diabetic that has been in ketoacidosis, for example, going to diabetic coma. That smell is a sweet because their blood sugar is just through the roof. So the smell of that, and then you mix that with death, and it's almost like a sweet, it's bad.
Jeez.
It's pretty bad.
This line of work must really desensitize you, right?
I mean, to a point. I think we have an average of maybe 7 years that people work for us. And then it gets to the point where they're like, okay, enough's enough. They need to move on, right? Because PTSD starts to come in because
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times. Oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is a Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle, it's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
You see is death.
Right.
It's not like we see a good story. A good story for us is one person lived and just a few other died, right? Or one died and few other lived, but there's always going to be a death with us. It's very rare that we do get these suicides where somebody will shoot themselves under the neck and blow the front of their face off and they'll live, but not for long. I mean, eventually that just adds to the problems, for them. And then they end up killing themselves in another way.
Jeez. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen some really gruesome scenes.
Really gruesome.
Man.
Gruesome.
What's the one that freaked you out the most?
I think that's, there's so many, but I think one of the ones that we ever did was we were training in Texas. This guy had been up on methamphetamines for a long time, and he cut his mother from her neck down to the top of her vagina.
Oh my God.
And then took like tree cutters and cut her rib cage open.
What?
And then was eating her liver while he masturbated.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then, so they arrest him. He had been high on meth so long that he just didn't know what he was doing. And so a couple days go by and he detoxes and he keeps asking for his mother. Hey, where's my mom? Let me get a phone call. I want to get bailed out. And apparently, from what I hear, he found out what he did through another inmate or something, and he hung himself.
Damn.
Killed himself.
Yeah, he couldn't live with it.
Yeah, I mean, who does that to their mother, right? No matter what kind of relationship you have, eating her fucking liver while you masturbate is pretty savage, dude.
That's insane.
Pretty savage, man.
Wow. Yeah, you probably got people quitting when they see something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. That's for sure. But
Jeez.
we have women actually make better technicians than men because they can handle more of the gruesome and the nonsense.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have assumed the opposite.
No. I mean, women are nurturers. This is what they do. They're mothers. They can clean shit and throw up, right? Where we're like, anytime that there's anything like that. So no, they make the best. They do. They make the best.
That's interesting.
And every time I get a application or somebody who talks to me on my podcast or whatever about it, usually the women are 90% more interested than the men.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. you know, they like all that crime novel and
Oh, they love that
they
stuff.
love that
The
shit.
true crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it flows through their veins.
I'm not into it as much.
I mean,
Ever thought about how much EMF and radiation your body is exposed to every single day? From smartphones to Wi-Fi, modern technology never stops emitting invisible stressors that could disrupt brain function, hormone balance, and cellular health. That's where Aries comes in, the only scientifically validated solution designed to help your body adapt to today's technology. It's trusted by elite athletes, used by the UFC, WWE, Canada Basketball, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's backed by science, 100+ scientists, and 40+ institutions confirm its effectiveness. It's patented, peer-reviewed, clinically proven, and publicly traded Wi-Fi is the most tested, researched, and validated EMF solution on the market. Upgrade your biology to keep up with modern technology. Protect yourself with Aries today. Click the link below to learn more.
I mean, I live it, so like I don't really. It's not like I watch it, you know? But I mean, you just see a lot of death, man.
Yeah.
The death is just so. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Have you ever had to clean up after a serial killer spree or something?
Yes, multiple times. Yeah, there's there was a guy that was cutting people up. From what we understand, he was cutting them up and serving them in like a taco cart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So
that was in Cali?
Yeah, parked on the side of the road and then serving these up. And people were getting sick and going to the hospital and just fucking throwing up. And
holy crap.
And they test the meat and it's human meat. And they're like, you know, and it's multiple people, not just one. And it's all in one area. And then apparently he goes to another area. And so they've labeled him definitely a serial killer.
That's insane.
Just nuts.
So
But you only hear 12% of really what happens in your area anywhere, even Vegas or Los Angeles, or, you know, they're not telling you everything. Like,
not even close.
No, because there'd be fucking pandemonium with everybody. Be like, what? Like, I didn't know this. You know how many times somebody will tell me, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Yeah, man, it's like, it's there. Or they'll put it out as very minute at the bottom of the page type, you know,
right?
Like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, they'll hide it. When I was in college, there was a few deaths, and yeah, they hid them pretty much.
A lot of suicides or ODs.
Yeah, some Adderall stuff, some drug ODs.
Yeah,
but they hid it.
Yeah, drug ODs are real stinky too.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the body trying to push out the whatever it has taken in, you know. But yeah, it's
Are you in a hazmat suit when you show up to this?
Oh yeah, we're in a full Tyvek suit, respirator, depending on what scene it is. You know, sometimes we'll have a self-contained breathing apparatus, like a scuba tank almost, where the behind comes in. Sometimes we'll have, people call them gas masks, but they'll have cartridges on. Sometimes we'll have a disposable. It just depends on what is happening. Yeah.
That's insane, man.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, but it's needed, because if no one was doing this, you know.
Yeah, so the phone calls that I get that aren't from an agency would be like, hey man, the coroner's left, the police left, the firemen left, and there's a pile of blood or brains or teeth or fingernails or whatever, and they just said, yeah, we'll see you later. I mean, that's really
that happens?
What it is.
Wow.
Happens every scene. Police and firemen are there for an emergency. Emergency's done, body's gone, everybody's out. They're not there to be a Molly maid service. They're not there to clean it up.
Right. They just got to remove the body.
Just remove it. And whatever is smaller than 2 fists is left. So like I said, fingers, eyeballs, teeth, blood, guts, intestines, all that is left. Damn. So you can't just pick it up and throw it away, because there's airborne pathogens, there's bloodborne pathogens, there's all kind. You don't know what this person died of. There's so much things that you can get sick from, but they leave it. So then we have to come in and, you know, we bill the homeowner's insurance, which covers it. Usually 90% of our work is insurance work.
Wow. So if you pass away in your house, the homeowner's insurance has to cover that?
Correct. Yep. It's built into your policy. It'd be like a flood or like Like if your house floods, your homeowner's insurance covers it. It falls under that umbrella, except for it would be a bloodborne pathogen. Now, what they're starting to do is exclude that.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News. In today's fast-paced media world, it's never been more important to understand how the same story can be told in very different ways. That's where Ground News comes in. Ground News shows you how the news is being covered across the political spectrum by gathering articles from around the world into one place. Let's look into today's headlines. On April 11, 2025, the stock market took a hit after the Trump administration announced new tariffs. Different outlets told very different stories. The Wall Street Journal said the economy is at risk thanks to tariffs. CNN said Trump has 90 days to do 150 trade deals. Financial markets aren't buying it. Fox News said Trump's tariffs will lead world to prosperity, economist says. Same facts, different frames. With Ground News, you see all those angles side by side. Their bias bar breaks it down visually, left, center, and right coverage so you can spot bias and form your own opinion. No echo chambers, no manipulation, just the full story. Take control of your news. Head to groundnews.com/digital by clicking the link in the bio to get 40% off your Vantage plan subscription today, or by scanning the QR code on your screen and see what you are missing.
On policies because it can be very expensive for us to come in and clean up biohazard. It's not like water, you know?
Yeah. There's not many people that could do what you do.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a few companies, you know. I think in California, you have to be on what they call a crime scene practitioners list to do this. And there was like 600 numbers on there, but they just revised the list. And I think it's down to like 250 actual companies.
Wow. They got rid of a lot. I wonder what happened.
Well, companies that just don't do it on a regular, they don't keep up the certifications, they don't keep up the insurances, they don't keep up a lot, you know. So they end up finding something else that's more lucrative in the field, you know, and they stick to that.
Yeah, and your county, LA County, there's a lot of deaths every day, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 1,266 deaths a day, I believe.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
1,266 people a day. Now, that's stillbirths, that's hospital deaths, car accidents, homicides, suicides. That could be people that die in homeless encampments. These are terrorist attacks. These are just all generic into death. So however somebody could die, industrial accidents. We did, I think a week ago, we had a guy die on a freeway. Concrete mover ran over his leg and it ran it up so high that they couldn't get a tourniquet onto it right away. And he just let out.
Gosh, sounds terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you're dying. There's nothing that can save you at that point.
That's nuts. You just got to accept it, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's another death that we do that is where somebody who has drank most of their life gets varicose veins on their esophagus. And eventually these varicose veins, depending on your heartburn or what you eat, will burst.
Jeez.
And there's nothing you can do. You're going to bleed out. And every single time we do this, there's bloody handprints on the bathroom sink like this. And they're looking into the mirror as they're throwing up blood, because it's just constant blood. You're bleeding out. You hit a main artery, but you're bleeding out through your mouth or your rectum.
Oh my God.
It's just coming out. So they look in the mirror and it's like, fuck, I know I'm dying. And they just look at themselves and then finally they go. But everyone I've been to have bloody handprints like that. Like,
dude,
holy fuck.
That's gotta be one of the worst ways to go out.
I think so. 'Cause you're suffocating on your own blood and you're drowning and you're bleeding to death.
It's like a slow, painful death, right?
I think fucking drowning or burning, man. Burning is...
Yeah, burning's gotta hurt the most, I'd imagine.
It's gotta be on the top 10, dude.
Have you had any bodies burnt?
Yeah, I mean, that smells pretty intense.
Yeah, I bet.
Gets in your hair, even through the suits. You know, sometimes you have to take your clothes off in your garage.
Wow.
There's times that I've had it in my clothes and I've taken them off in my garage and it'll start to make my garage smell. I just throw them away.
Damn.
I just got to get new.
It's that strong.
It's that bad.
Burning flesh
and even some dead bodies. Yeah.
Wow.
Even sometimes it comes through that suit and it gets on you like a fog. Like you'll have to wash your hair and it gets in your eyebrows. It's miserable.
Jeez.
So, the stench is just so bad.
Yeah. I wonder how morgues and funeral homes deal with the smell.
Yeah, I mean, they have a powder that you can use. We use tea bags or coffee grounds in our masks, but it's still you're gonna. It's kind of like putting a Glade plug in, right? It's gonna mask the smell a little bit, but you're still gonna smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's nuts, man. Do you believe in the spiritual side of things too, like ghosts and spirits?
Yeah, I fuck yeah, man. I believe that I believe I've been on scenes where funky shit has kind of happened, you know, like something will turn on just out of nowhere, or, you know, one of our machines will just turn off and turn on and turn off and turn on, and just freaky shit that probably shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, because if you're at a murder scene or a crime scene, there's probably some high energy going on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to figure, well, by the time we get there is 12 to 24 hours after it's happened, but you have to figure 12 to 24 hours before that, there was just massive, crazy fucking fight, let's just say, in there.
Right.
You know, so some of that energy could still be there. You believe in?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I believe in ghost spirits.
I don't know what to call it, but yeah, whatever. Like people have different labels.
Yeah.
I think there's another realm.
Sure.
Where when you die, you know, you're still kind of there.
Yeah, they say it's a 7-minute. Once you die, I've heard this from many people, that when you die, there's like a 7-minute, we'll just call it a replay. I don't know if it's looking over your life, maybe looking over your life, maybe looking over at your loved ones. I don't know, but there's 7 minutes of just like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But
no, I've heard that from near-death experiences.
Oh,
there's a book on it, yeah, where like 1,000 people all reported that.
No shit.
A life replay.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
I mean, imagine your whole life, like,
just.
But is it a mind fuck? Like you did this wrong, so, and now you're dead, you can't fix it. Like,
that would suck, right?
It'd be miserable.
Dying with regrets. That's why I try, even though I'm, you know, fairly young, I still try to live with no regrets. I
mean, you have to live your life like it's your last day. You have to. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and do blow and fuck bitches, right? Like, not like nothing crazy like that, but like, you know, we're not promised tomorrow. I have seen a lot of death, and it's going to happen to all of us. That's the one thing that, you know, is guaranteed in life, is death.
Yeah.
And you need to be prepared when it's your time.
Yeah, because you've probably seen some young people pass away.
I mean, that's the part of me that I think I struggle with the most, because I'm a father.
Yeah. And
seeing kids get fucked up is just got to be probably the worst.
Because they're so innocent. Yeah,
there's no what did they do? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just don't. It's fucked. It's a fucked deal, man.
That would be hard. I can't even picture that. A young boy or girl just seeing that.
Yeah, we did a house in Calabasas, Hidden Hills, which is in the Calabasas area, but it's where a lot of predominant people live. I think the Kardashians live in Hidden Hills, and a few other people. Anyway, we did a house in Hidden Hills, and they had an elevator in there. It went up 3 stories up and down. Elevators it's a safety switch in there, and basically when the doors open, it stops the elevator, and then that way the doors can shut and nothing gets caught up top, nothing gets caught on the bottom. Yeah. And this safety switch that was like $75 went out. So safety switch goes out, and it's like $75, and they're like, no, we'll just do this, do that, whatever it is. So we go, and here are these 2 little legs sticking out, because this elevator had come down and smashed this kid.
Oh my gosh.
Killed this kid. Like $75. You live in probably a $6-7 million home.
That's crazy.
Like, you have an elevator in your home, you can afford $75. Right? I mean, fucking nuts. So now the parents, who will probably not survive their marriage, right? Because I think it's like 89% of people that have a child died end up getting divorced.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
Yeah, because they probably blame each other, right?
Yeah, well, you blame and you never get over that, right? And then here's another thing. The other children will always be affected because the child that died is always going to be here, put on this pedestal, where these other children don't really get they still get love from their parents, but not like
Not the same.
focus that, where a living person is. And they take, I think the parents then take for granted the kids that are still living because everybody wants to know why. Why did they go? What happened? And you focus so much on that. And everybody does it, right? It happens. Even in a breakup, like, what the fuck did I do? What? And you focus on that. A couple months go by, you're okay. But the death of a child, that could go on for a long time, go on for a lifetime.
Yeah. I'd say most people probably can't recover from something like that.
Yeah. And they never fully recover, and I don't think they're ever going to be the same either.
Yeah.
It's something with them is going to change.
Yeah, that would mess me up, dude. Man.
Yeah, can you imagine? How old are you?
28. Yeah, I'm about to have kids soon, get married this year.
Can you imagine? Like, it'd be gnarly, dude. Like, just, you're like, fuck, man. That's one of the worst. It is the worst thing of my job is to see a child or any type of person under the age of 18. Not that when you hit 18, it's like, it's better, but I think you cope a little bit better. From my standpoint, I can cope better with an 18-year-old than I can a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Because they've lived some life. It's not like, like 10, you haven't lived at all, really.
Yeah. You haven't done much. And I think people take that for granted, So, everybody is so worried about this and that and this and that. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because you're not promised tomorrow.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Dude, think about it. 10 years ago, you were 18.
Yeah.
Just out of high school, right?
High school, yeah.
And now you're doing all this in just 10 short years.
I know. My reunion is this year. 10-year reunion. I can't believe it.
It's crazy, right?
I got so many memories from high school. It feels like yesterday.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're just like, what the fuck? Like, how did it even become this? And now, like you said, you're about to have kids and marriage, and you're about to be fucking 30. And next thing you know, you're going to be 40 and 50. And you're like, where did this go?
Yeah.
I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Even me, who lives like that. I do. I live my life as day by day as possible, and like, fuck it, no regrets. But there's even times where I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna be 50 this year. Like, what happened?
Damn.
Where am I at?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
Has your view on death changed since starting this line of work?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was just more of a, this is a paycheck, let's get it going. I would eat at the scene because
that's crazy to me.
I could care less. And now I think it's like, wow, dude, I see so much. In fact, I've gotten to the point now where I try not to go to scenes anymore because it has, I think I got some PTSD from it.
You definitely have. There's no way you don't.
Yeah, it's just, it's fucking my head quite a bit. So I try to stay away from it. I have a good business partner, when I started the company, he came on shortly after and worked out a little deal. And David he's an amazing dude. And he takes care of a lot of that, knowing what I have to go through. And so because of that, I owe a lot to David too, because without David, I don't think we'd be doing as well as we are either.
Yeah.
And I buy little smaller companies that, when they pop up, I try to buy them, and people that have some coming, but they're not doing as the volume that we're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think they can do this business. A lot of people they can do this job, and then they get there and they hold their first eyeball, and it sets into reality. I've had people faint, throw up, pass out. And I'm out of shape. I don't want to be carrying you like a firefighter. And then I'm out of breath, and I'm discombobulated, and I'm having to drink water, and I'm irritated. I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Yeah.
Damn, you actually had someone like pass out on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of my first jobs is guy walks in and he's like, I could do it. I've seen this in the streets and that in the streets. We get in there and he starts doing this, and I'm like, don't you pass out. I swear. He's a big dude. And he did. He passed out, dragging him. And I'm out of breath. And I get outside and I'm throwing up because I'm out of breath. And you're in the suits. So in the suits, it's 22 degrees hotter in the suits.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And you're sweating and you know, you have a respirator on. So you're not getting as much oxygen either. I mean, it's miserable.
Jeez.
It's fucked.
That scene must have been something else for a street guy to throw up like that or pass out like that.
Yeah. And then your you know, your deodorant starts to wear off. So now you're musty and you're in the suit and you're like, dude, enough, dude, like enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think that scene was that bad. It was a homicide, or this guy tried to kill his wife and she ended up living and he ended up shooting and killing himself and was just blood everywhere. He had chased her all over and
he shot himself?
Shot himself. Yeah. Yeah. He was a cop too.
Jeez.
He was a correctional officer and he fucking smoked himself.
Oh my God.
After shooting his old lady.
Do you think your PTSD was a compilation of all the scenes or was it specific ones that really?
I just think it was a compilation of everything, man. I mean, you see all this shit and these kids and this and that and you're like, fuck, dude, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, there's other shit too. There's my natural life that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got natural life going on, right? Plus all this other shit. So yeah, it's a compilation. But I think the scenes are for sure did it.
Have you found any methods on kind of healing that or helping in any way? Psychedelics, have you tried those?
So I'm sober. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. I don't do any of that. Because I like to be in control.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have been telling me that I need to microdose mushrooms.
Yeah.
That it does wonders for PTSD. Actually, a buddy of mine, Billy, that used to work for the UFC, him and Dana swear by, you know, microdosing for PTSD really, really does help. But I'm nervous and I'm on a fucking bad trip. And
you can't have a bad trip on a microdose.
No?
No.
For sure.
I mean, I've never heard of it. I've met hundreds of people that microdose. I microdose.
Oh, you do?
You could probably have like weird feelings, but if in order to have a bad trip, you have to be hallucinating. You have to be on a full dose.
So microdosing is just a small dose, and so what does it do?
You're taking 1/10 of an actual dose.
Okay.
So you still get like a little it's hard to explain, but you're not seeing anything. You're not hallucinating.
Okay. So what exactly does it do then?
Just rewires your brain. I don't know the exact science behind it. To be honest, there's better people that can explain that.
Do you feel like what you take it for, whatever it is that it helps that specific?
Yeah, I take it for productivity and if I need like just inspiration.
Got you.
So I'll take it like maybe once a month.
Okay.
I know some people take it every day. Some people take it once a week. They're dealing with more major issues like PTSD, anxiety, depression. So
yeah.
Well, I have done a full dose too, and that pretty much cured my mental issues.
Really?
In Amsterdam, where it's legal. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
So you went to Amsterdam?
That wasn't the main intention. We were just there. I was young and stupid, and you could walk in and buy it.
Sure.
Yeah, but it helped a lot with my mental health.
No shit.
Yeah. I don't have any anxiety anymore, actually.
Yeah, that's why I quit drinking and everything else, because my fucking anxiety from this fucking job is just put me through the roof.
Oh, I bet.
You know, where I'm just like on edge.
Yeah, drinking probably makes it way worse.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And then, you know, my younger brother was killed.
Damn.
Murdered. So I had that going on. You know, my relationship with my mother wasn't the greatest. My relationship with baby mothers weren't the greatest. I mean, it was fucking piling up. Then I start doing this job. And the next thing you know, I'm fucking everybody that even looks at me in a different way, I think they want to kill me. You know what I mean? Like, It's just weird.
So you were paranoid?
Paranoid for sure. Well, not, something like that, but more anxiety, just fucking heart palpitations, just like, fuck, I'm going to die. And I was going to the hospital and they're like, dude, there's nothing fucking wrong with you. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, your heart's fucking fine. Like, you need to chill, man. And so I went to therapists and I did this and I did that. And I quit drinking and smoking all in the same day. Cold turkey, fucking no meetings, no nothing. And that helped by 80%, to be honest with you. and then I was able to start slow breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth, counting. So I got it pretty well under control at this point, but it's not perfect. I can tell you that there's still, but I would definitely try microdosing but it just makes me nervous.
Yeah, I could feel that. There's a lot of relation with physical health and mental health too.
Yeah.
So if your physical health is terrible, there's a good chance your mental health sucks.
Yeah, I eat like shit. I eat horrible.
Yeah, so that probably.
I'm also, when you're at a crime scene, it's not like you can just bring your lunch, right?
Right.
It's.
Yeah, because it takes a full day to clean up, right?
Oh, it could take weeks to clean.
Weeks?
Weeks.
Holy crap.
Weeks.
Damn.
I mean, it depends. So you can only, per OSHA regulations, you can only be in these suits for, depending on the temperature outside, but the longest you want to be in those suits is 50 hours or 50 minutes.
Okay.
So you have to come out of the suits, you have to hydrate, you have to take a 15-minute break, you got to cool down, let the body make sure everything is good. You don't want your kidneys to start failing, right? And so the hotter it is outside, the less time you can be in the suits. So it variables. In the wintertime, you stay a little bit longer. We usually do about an hour in the suits, but in the summertime, 30 to 45 minutes.
Damn. Yeah, it's like a sauna in there.
Yeah, and then you got these latex gloves on and they're doubled up, right? And we got booties on and, you'll peel your gloves off and it's just a full glass of water coming out.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You're sweating that much?
Oh, you're sweating bad.
Damn.
Bad. Yeah.
I wonder if they can invent something more efficient, but it'd be tough.
It'd be tough, man. Those latex gloves they're fucked. They're so bad. They're so bad.
Holy crap.
I mean, you sweat and the suit doesn't make, because we put them underneath and then it's taped up. So there's no way of air getting in at all.
Damn.
And then you have this respirator and it slows down your breathing. And so it's tough.
Jeez.
It is tough.
You mentioned agencies earlier. So you're getting calls from agencies to clean these up sometimes?
So each county is different, right? So LA County, it is against the law for any agency to give you work. And the reason is that, let's say the coroner's office says, here you go, this is who we recommend. And we do something that is unethical, or we do something that is not up to par, whatever. Mistakes happen, right?
Yeah.
LA County Coroner does not want to be responsible for what a private company does. It's cover your ass, right? We get it. So in those types of counties, they will hand them a paper with a list of five different companies on there. And they'll go, here's a list of companies that we known throughout, or you can look on the California crime scene practitioner list and go from there. And then they'll pick and choose.
Oh, got it.
Depending on your SEO and where you're at, Google is your best bet. People use Google a lot. Word of mouth is also, pretty good. So Yelp, which sounds crazy that people go on Yelp, but they do.
They go on Yelp for this? That's crazy. I go on Yelp for restaurant reviews.
Yeah, they go on Yelp and they leave. I mean, every business in the world has good reviews and bad reviews. Everyone.
Yeah, facts.
Just some have more. I have a really good, I think it's 4.9, which is probably the highest you can get.
Yeah.
I got 1 or 2 bad reviews.
You can't please everyone.
No. And remember, a loved one just died. So you're not in your right state of mind. There might be things that I've told you and you have just missed it.
Right.
And then you're like, fuck, I don't remember you saying that. Well, listen, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what it is, But yeah, and then there's times that I got a bad review from a guy that his wife was killed by her boyfriend.
Damn.
So it was his wife. They were estranged.
Oh, okay.
So it was his wife was dating a new guy. And the guy beat her with a hammer in front of his kids.
What?
And the guy was a pedophile. So the husband said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Sure." He goes, "Am I a bad father for allowing my kids to be around that guy?" And I said, "You do not want me to answer that question. Let's just move on to you know,
Yeah.
what we're doing here. No, I need to hear this. Are you a father? I am. Okay. At the time I was married. Are you married? Yes. Okay. What would you have done? I said, I would never allow a child molester to be around my kids.
So he was on the list, like the child offender list?
Yeah.
And he knew that?
And he knew it. So
Wow.
I said, so he says, so you're saying it's my fault? And I go, you asked me a question. I'm telling you this, I would never allow that. And, fuck you, fuck your kids. I hope this happens to you. I mean, just lost his shit. And I go, well, again, and he's just jamming at me and jabbing at me and fuck your kids. And I'll kill them too. I mean, and I said, it's no wonder that your old lady got beat by a pedophile. Just to dig it in. So I got a bad review for that. And I'll accept that. I shouldn't have said that, but
it got personal with that one.
Yeah, fuck, you start threatening my kids. What do you think is going to happen, right? You poke the bear so many times, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everybody has a breaking point. You do too. I mean, you're the most mellow, probably dude.
I got a point.
Yeah, but you had a point too, right?
Yeah.
Somebody keeps poking and poking you.
It's hard to get me angry though. I'll say that.
But you have.
I do have a tipping point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you threaten someone I really care about.
Sure, right?
Yeah.
You said you're about to get married. Somebody threatens your fiance. You're going to lose your shit. Like, at that point you go into, it doesn't matter how big they are, how bad they are.
Fight or flight.
You're going to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Or die trying, right?
Yeah.
So
bad reviews aren't avoidable. I used to stress over them, but
I did too.
You literally can't please everyone. You could have the best service or product.
Yeah.
You just can't do it, man.
And somebody gave me some advice one time, and he says, it's actually my son. My son is 23 years old. He's got a master's degree in psychology. And he says to me, Dad, look, you're so worried about these 2 bad reviews. Like you want to, because I asked him, should I go back and say my side of it? And he's like, for what? Like, for what? All you're doing is rehashing it. These are years ago. You're just rehashing it. And you're rehashing old wounds for them too. Leave it alone. And so since he told me that, he's like, what do you care? Like, what do you care? Those people do not make your life. Everybody else who knows you and knows who you are and the kind of man you are and the kind of father you are, they don't care. And he's right.
Right.
What do I care? So I live by that.
I love that. Yeah. I really only value opinions of people I respect or care about.
Yeah. I mean, I'll listen to them. I think it's important to listen to everybody's side of opinion, because there's things that, learning every day is important.
Yeah.
When you stop learning and you think you're a know-it-all, that can become, problem.
I see that battle with a lot of successful people with their ego.
Yeah. I mean, you think because you've made $3, $4, $5, $6, $10 million that you can stop learning. I've seen people lose $10, $20 million. I mean, big athletes, look at them.
Same.
Right? Just lose millions. And you go, how in the fuck did you lose? You know what I mean? Like it boggles my mind, but it also boggles my mind how somebody could be a heroin addict, but it happens, So yeah, I get it, I guess.
It used to really boggle my mind when I see people lose money like that. But now that I'm getting closer and actually hearing their perspective on the podcast, it's like, yeah, that could happen to almost anyone. A divorce here or there, and then a bad financial investment. You can get wrecked.
One bad financial investment can ruin you.
Yeah, I've lost my money twice now, and I'm only 28. So it's like, damn, I'm glad I got that perspective, because some people that never happens to until they're like 40 and they got kids.
But you needed that, right?
Oh, I needed it. I was making millions and cocky.
Right.
Yeah.
And just thought you were just untouchable.
And
then you lost it and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. And I lost it because of my own mistake. That's the thing. It wasn't like I randomly lost it. It was my fault. So you got to take accountability for it too.
And did you feel like you learned from that?
Oh yeah. I'm so careful with what I invest in now. I just made some really stupid investments. I got really emotional with some of them. And nah, you can't do that.
I'm glad you said it, because that's the biggest thing, is there's no emotion in an investment.
Yeah.
You have to take the emotion out of it.
You have to.
If you don't, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah,
and that's why I keep friendships and investments separate now.
It's mandatory.
I've lost some friends, so.
I mean, my son and we had this conversation, and he would say to me, why do you loan this person $50 when you know they're not going to pay you back? I said, because that person will duck and dodge me for $50 forever. And I never have to worry about this person asking me again for shit. It was worth, for me, it was worth to lose the $50, right? Because you kind of know where people are. Because I've had people come to me and want me to invest in this harebrained thing. And I'm like, no. And, oh, you're different because now you've made money and you're, you know, oh, money's changed you. And it's like, no, motherfucker, I just don't want to invest in that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if it's that great of an idea, draw me up a business proposal. Let me read it. Well, why? I'm just telling you. No. Do it right. This is what a bank would want to see if you were going to go in, right? And ask for a loan. And it's like, well, but you're not a bank. Well, then why are you asking me for a loan? You know, or invest in, you know, one of your harebrained, you know, Whataburgers. So
yeah, they never drop the plan once you ask for it.
no. I've never had a person when I say, hey man, draw it up. Let's do it. Let's check it out. Never had never
Crazy.
with a business plan. Never, not one time. But if you're not willing to put in the weeks and hours and days that it takes to drop a business proposal, what the fuck do I want to get into business with you?
Facts.
Long-term business. Fuck out of here.
You plan on transferring this to your son one day, or are you gonna sell it before then?
He doesn't want it.
Why?
None of my kids want
Did you ask them why?
it. I've asked every one of them, and they're just not into any of it. They don't want any part of the death. They just don't want it. So I'll probably end up selling it as a whole, or piecing out each office.
Yeah.
But I'd like to sell it as a whole one day, you know, eventually.
Yeah.
Or David can take it.
Is there like a big nationwide company that does this, that would buy this?
Yeah. So Aftermath is the biggest, they're the Walmart of this. The issue is that they are not well liked with the insurance companies because of their billing practices. They throw a lot of red flags. In fact, I have been asked multiple times by insurance companies to review their bills.
Really?
Yeah, and they pay me to do that.
So they just overinflate numbers, or?
Big time.
Damn.
Big time.
That's not cool.
I mean, I think they feel like because insurance is big money, right? They can.
That's true too. Yeah, it's both sides of the story, right?
Yeah, but you know, you got to look at it, right? Insurance is a scam.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
the more I get older, the more I realize
the minute that you try to use your homeowner's insurance, it's a fucking act of Congress to get something to go.
you got to fight for it.
But they want their payment, you know, and then you have somebody die in your home, which is like usually not the fault of your own.
Right.
And then it's like, it's jumping through hoops to get these people.
I had to fight when my car got broken into.
Yeah, right.
I had to fight with lemonade.
Talking about, you know, a window and a few whatever personal items you had in there, or whatever, and they don't want to do it. They don't want to pay for it.
They actually, dude, they're starting to do this. They stalk your social media. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah.
So my car got broken into.
Right.
They were stalking my social media to see if I was using the car for business, because it was personal insurance, commercial insurance. So they found I posted one time I was transporting like sports cards in my car.
Right.
So I didn't get the full claim because of that. Isn't that crazy?
I think that they are going to, so in California, a lot of insurance companies have moved out of California and stopped covering anybody or anything in California.
Yeah, after the fires, right?
Even before the fires, they just pretty much told them, no, fuck you, take us to court.
Yeah.
And then you know, you're wrapped up in court for 4 or 5 years before you get anything. Meanwhile, the property's empty, your personal property's gone, you have nothing.
Damn. So that's probably making your job really hard, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, yes.
Because Cali's your biggest market, right?
Cali's my number one market for sure.
Damn.
For sure. You know, Vegas, everybody thinks that Vegas is like crazy, but remember, Vegas sweeps everything under the rug.
Right.
Like where LA County gets 12%, you guys probably get 6%. If you're lucky. All the people that die in hotels, we sign 9 NDAs, right? We can't discuss any hotel that anybody dies in at any time that is not national news, like, you know, the Route 66 or Route 91. Like, of course, that was televised. Anything else, you're never going to hear about it.
I've never seen a single news article about a Vegas hotel
Of
death.
course not.
And I know it's happening.
And multiple times a week.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Overdoses, suicides,
Yeah.
a lot.
That's why they removed balconies. People were jumping off.
That's right. Because what they do is people are like, well, this is my last hoorah. I'm going to go to Vegas and get some blow and fuck some hookers. And then I'm going to check out.
Hmm.
It happens all the time.
Damn.
But you'll never hear about it.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
No, because then it deters people from coming to the hotel.
Yeah, it ruins business.
And fuck, death is bad. Nobody wants to know, if somebody died, drowned in your pool, this, that. Nope.
Yeah.
Close that whole floor off, get a company in there, get it back to normal before you even know.
Damn, they'll close the whole floor.
Well, maybe a section, but they don't want anybody on there.
Wow.
While we're on there, they'll close it all down. They want us to come in all plain vehicles, pull around the back, because most of our trucks have crime scene cleaner across.
Oh yeah.
There,
So you got to remove that.
flashing lights. Well, we have vehicles that are just plain for that reason.
Mm.
Just
And
like
you can't even wear shirts or. Wow.
Nope.
And you come at nighttime when everyone's sleeping.
depends. But yeah, I mean, we'll come in regular clothes, and we'll run up service elevators, and
Damn. How do you take the body down without people seeing?
no, we don't touch the body.
Oh, you
The
don't?
corner.
Oh, got it.
Corner touches the body. We just take the parts or the remnants of what was left.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we take it down. We have like a 96-gallon trash can, right, that you put out in front of your yard. We have those, and they're red, which equals biohazard. So
Got
we'll
it.
take those down service elevators where nobody else is, and they're not gonna take shit.
That's nuts.
And you know what else does that too? Is airports do that a lot.
Really? People die at airports?
People die in airports all the time.
Wow.
ODs a lot.
I did not expect that.
Yep.
ODs at airports. I wonder why they're doing it at the airport.
I think people get anxiety, or and able to fly. They need to whatever it is. I'm just guessing, right? I
Yeah.
don't like to fly, but I have to take a anti-anxiety medication.
Really?
Flight. Oh, it freaks me out.
Damn. Especially these days, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, what was there? 82 crashes since 2025 started. 82.
Crazy.
That's like the most in FAA history.
And I hate to say it, but I feel like it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, these planes are 30 years old, right? They're
Yeah.
being maintained as well. They're, look at the job market, right? Where kids these days don't give a fuck, right, about what they do. What makes it any different? Building airplanes or
Well, they rushed a lot of them.
building cars, right?
Even the newer ones, I'm not even like faithful in those.
Yeah. I mean, the private jets, right? All that shit. You think, oh, private jet, way safer. Technically, it's not.
Yeah.
Actually kind of worse.
I tried to drive everywhere. I just drove to Sedona. It was like 5 hours, but I'd rather do that than fly there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can do it at your own pace. You could just chill, enjoy the ride, depending on who you're with.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
All that matters.
Dude, it's been fun. Where can people watch your podcast and keep up with you, man?
Yeah. Dying to See Me is my Instagram and my podcast. I kind of quit doing shows for about 6 months. I had, my mom passed away. I had just a bunch of life bullshit happening, but I just got my studio built. I was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
It's my own studio. I own the property. I own everything. So now I don't have to jump around because it's a lot. But yeah, Dying to See Me on Instagram and Spotify and YouTube and all that stuff.
Boom.
You can find me on there, and yeah, we'll have to get you to come on there. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be out here too doing some filming. So
Yeah, we'll line it up, man. Thanks for coming on today. That was
sure,
fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, check them out, guys. Check out the pod. See you guys next time.
Later.